All right, guys, so Jude won't be here tomorrow. He'll be here Saturday to finish up the JDM Mitsubishi Lancer. I think it's a GT swap. It's non-turbo, naturally aspirated. And what the good thing is about getting one of these motors is that this had 280,000 miles on all its original components. Typically, when you get an engine here in South Jersey, you just get a long block. You are lucky to even get an intake manifold or an exhaust manifold, especially if it has a catalytic converter on it. Here's what this guy has purchased for his $1,500. He has a newer throttle body. He has not a worn out thermostat assembly, not a worn out intake manifold, not a 200,000 mile power steering, 280,000 mile power steering pump, alternator, water pump, idlers, all this stuff. So there was a big, huge benefit. Actually, even the starter came with this engine. So all the positives that we get buying, well, the customer got by buying a JDM motor swap was so huge to restoring this car, and that's his plans. The transmission was good, high mileage, but it's still good. The engine went, suspension and brakes and tires were all done. He plans on getting it painted, but the value of spending $1,500 and getting a motor from JDM is just so much more of a value than it is here getting a motor from your local salvage yard. They take the throttle body, they sell that, they sell the intake manifold, the AC compressor, the alternator, the power steering pump. This didn't come with an AC compressor, but that's one downside, which isn't a big deal for this car, because this AC compressor was new as of last year. Are you staying or going? Okay, you can go. You don't have to hang out. So his compressor was replaced already, so that's already a newer part on his engine swap we have here. So this was a way, way better way to go than buying one. See you, Sierra, thank you. From buying an engine locally around here in South Jersey or Philadelphia. You are lucky to get an engine that actually runs right. I mean, burning oil, time and chain rattling, broken components on it. This had two issues that I had was a lot of the harness was cut up, and we are going to take the coil harnesses because the plugs on his were all cracked from the mileage. The map sensor was broke. Thank God we didn't break his. What else? Just so many. Yes, so many. I'll see you in a second. So many positive things. JDM, at least import motor swap, such a value. Now, just say you bought one of these from a junkyard here in Philadelphia area. You're not getting the alternator, you're not getting the power steering pump. They're going to sell that stuff and make more money on this. You'd be lucky to get an intake manifold and a throttle body. This had an old exhaust manifold. The other one, which is the tubular header design, we actually fitted that to his car because it's going to make this car run that much better. The intake manifold appeared to be identical. We're not sure about the injectors, but we're going to figure all that out. So if the car makes a little bit more power, it should be all right within the programming of this engine, but we're going to find out more when we fire it up. It did say swap the intake and exhaust manifold, although the header design manifold fits perfectly fine. The intake fits perfectly fine, but this was a great way for him to put his car together with a lot of newer components than his old worn out stuff. And most shops would be taking this engine and just taking a long block and putting all his 280,000 mile worn out crap here in Philadelphia in this car. So I agree. In my opinion, this was the way to go. Thanks for watching.